So what we're going to look at in this task is interpreting data and charts. So here we've got a bar chart, and if I just scroll up here, we've got a pie chart. So these are two different ways of us showing data visually, but what we're going to do is we're going to go through together the bar chart here. So at the top, we've got what we're actually analysing. So how often do you apologise when somebody bumps into you? And our answers are given along the bottom. So this here is the x-axis, and we're given the different variables. So every time, most of the time, half of the time, rarely, but sometimes, and never. And then along the y-axis, which is the vertical axis, we've got the percentage of people that chose that particular option. So what we're going to look at is answering the questions below. So here it says, what is the most popular response? Now, to identify the most popular response, we're just going to look at the data that's given us in the bar chart, and we're going to pick the one that is the longest or the tallest bar, which is clearly the one on the left-hand side, because we can see above it that 50% of people chose that one. But if you compared this to, say, the never, only 5%. Now, 50% is evidently bigger than 5%. So the most popular response would be every time. So we can just pop here, every time. And again, so the next question is, what was the percentage? We've already identified that because it's given at the top of the bar chart. If it wasn't given at the top of the bar chart, what we would do is we would just see where it meets the y-axis. So if I just draw a small line on here, we can see that it hits that y-axis at 50%. So the percentage, we would write 50%. And the final question says, what is the measure of this variable? So thinking back to what we've already learned about the different measures, we've looked at nominal, we've looked at ordinal, and we've looked at scale. So if you need to refer back to the definitions, by all means do, but we're going to have a look at what the question was asking and what the responses were with the people that were asked. So we've got, again, every time, most of the time, half of the time, rarely but sometimes, and never. Now, if you think about it, these answers can actually be ranked or scaled from high to low or low to high. So you could always have never, then rarely, then half of the time, then most of the time, then every time. So it does go up in a ranking or in an order. So the measure of this variable would actually be ordinal. Okay.